Welcome back to Wookies on X-Wing. My name is Matt.
I'm John.
And today we've got Game 3 of our last X-Wing event. This is Ian versus Chris. And you should remember Ian from the last game we had.
Yes, he was running Darth, Vader, and a TIE Advanced, Carnor Jax, and Whisper. And they were filled up to the brim with upgrades. Now Chris, he's running an interesting build. He's running Soontir Fel with targeting computer and push the limit. A Doom Shuttle, that's an Omicron pilot and Vader. And a Buzzsaw Whisper. That's Whisper, Gunner, with fire control systems, veteran instincts, and advanced cloaking device.
Let's see if each player is able to nullify their counterpart's Whisper. I think that's going to play a big role.
Absolutely. Now you can see here that the asteroids have been placed in a fairly interesting manner. Asteroids on the furthest away part of the map has been placed in such a way making it very difficult for large ships to move. And you can see Carnor Jax, being played by Ian, is already in a position to hopefully flank that Doom Shuttle.
Yeah, that shuttle, she likes wide open spaces. It handles about like a dump truck.
Yes, and the fact that that Ian has as much maneuverability in his list as he does will make getting those opening shots with the shuttle that much more important.
So it looks like Ian's opted for a refused flank deployment, going heavy to the far side of the map.
Well, Ian definitely has an advantage with his higher pilot skills. The Omicron pilot having to move first really allows Ian to figure out where he wants to put that Phantom.
That's a ballsy move, heading the shuttle right towards the dense asteroids.
It does make sense from a strategic point of view. The Doom Shuttle's only reason to live is for Vader to shoot off. So, in essence, its reason to live is to die. Vader being able to completely nullify defense dice, just handing you that crit, is extremely important in the opening turns of the game, especially with very fragile glass cannon ships like the Phantom.
Yeah, Ian's going to have to keep his Whisper well out of that thing's arc. Does not want to get hit by Vader.
It's interesting to note that there is a different kind of Vader, as we've seen previously, Vader versus Vader. The TIE Advanced Vader is going to be very important in this action economy that Ian has. Chris has a fairly high action economy himself, which with push the limit on Soontir Fel. If he can make full use of that, then we can have a very interesting game here.
It looks like Chris is trying to set up his fighters to swing around and react to Ian's moves.
A very difficult play for Chris to manage to fully pull that off, just because of the sheer maneuverability of all of Ian's fighters.
Yeah, I think the advance is about the least maneuverable, and that's even counting Vader's actions, which is saying something. Alright, so clear that turn. Nice standard turn one. Nothing real interesting happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vader tells Carnor to get his arson gear.
Well, if you know you're not going to be within firing arc, getting those early boosts and barrel roll actions off early is extremely important. A lot of relatively new players will go full throttle and boost only to get shot first turn and have no defensive capabilities to protect them.
Yeah, that's one nice thing with Squad Leader on Vader. Just being able to rip a fighter up and then tell him, no, you defend yourself as well.
The reactionary ability and the offensive capability of Squad Leader is just powerful.
Oh, looks like, oh, Chris, the shuttle hit an asteroid.
And that's very, very depressing for a Doom Shuttle. Not being able to get those shots off is going to really hurt.
Yeah, it lets Ian largely ignore it this turn and focus on what is arguably the more dangerous part of the fleet, those two fighters.
Especially if he can outmaneuver the shuttle for later turns and just completely get behind it. The shuttle can't maneuver to a point where it can turn around at any great speed. So once you get behind a shuttle, it's pretty much toast.
Yeah, it's there's no K-turn, and a fighter has no problem staying behind it. It's like Chris is decloaking Whisper forward. Now this is a bad spot to be in with Carnor. If he's at range 1, he can't focus, can't evade, and if he does happen to get either token, he can't spend them.
Yeah. Carnor is of what we like to call soft control. He's not completely nullifying your ability to do anything, but he is forcing your hand. You either don't want to be anywhere near him, or you're trying to get far enough away from him to be able to use your actions. Either way, you're playing right into Carnor's strengths.
Looks like Chris was trying to barrel roll out of fire arc. It doesn't look like he was able to pull it off. So his looks like he's gonna try to just nuke Carnor before Carnor gets to shoot back.
It's a very risky play. Very interesting to see such a play this early in the game. Usually these kinds of make and break decisions come much towards the end game.
Yeah. I think that shuttle hitting the asteroid is starting to force his hand.
Absolutely.
So we see Soontir's lovely push the limit for an evade and a focus. This silly pilot. He's a lot of fun to fly though, and the first time you catch your opponent off guard with that is...
Well, what Chris actually did is he target locked and then pushed the limit for an evade, and getting that free focus from the stress.
Yeah.
So he's sitting pretty on 3 different action tokens. So we got the opening shots of the game.
Vader. Oh, there's that's Whisper opening up on the shuttle.
The fact that that Whisper is able to just...
lose my shields.
Oh no, that was Carnor shooting.
Interesting.
Yeah, Whisper already shot. Okay.
Yeah, Carnor was firing at Chris's Phantom. Looks like it wasn't that good of a roll.
He's debating. Yeah, he can't spend his focus token.
It's exactly what we said, folks. You get too close to Carnor and you're going to regret it.
Looks like, yeah, he did a point of damage. Hitting a crit to Carnor, so he wasn't able to finish him off.
The shuttle's taking some beating from Ian's Whisper.
Whisper's recloaked.
Yep, which means that shuttle is in a very bad place next turn. What I would probably do is try to get in the shuttle, try to get into the Phantom's way just to prevent it from decloaking. But your options are so limited with a ship that size and the maneuver dial such as the shuttle. And Vader, for the most part, is relatively untouched, meaning that Ian's action economy is going to be very strong in this game.
Yeah, Vader is... He's one of those ships that, just looking at him, it doesn't look that impressive, but once you see him actually in play, you start to realize, oh, he needs to die right now.
He's definitely a force multiplier, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The other thing that is going to be very difficult for Chris is that because he used Soontir Fel's ability and pushed the limit so early, he is kind of locked into what he wants to do action-wise, maneuver-wise, in order to shed that stress, in order to keep that action economy high. Now, TIE Interceptors have a great maneuver dial, but it still limits your options on what you can do.
Yeah, if you're limited to greens, well, you're still limited to maneuvers. So let's see how this turn unfolds. Shuttle will be starting. Looks like it's stressed from its maneuver last turn. And Chris is just trying to get rid of the stress on it.
It'll be very difficult, bit difficult this turn because now he's in a position that the Phantom can just easily get behind him.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to get that thing's nose around and over the next couple turns.
Especially now that the Phantom will have a target lock on that shuttle.
It's going to start tearing it apart.
Not that shuttles are overly durable anyway. It has a reasonable amount of sturdiness, but it won't last.
Oh, there's a rough one. Ian got his Carnor in front of Soontir, and Soontir bumped. So he shed his stress, but there's no actions from him this turn.
That plays into what we were saying earlier about the about being locked into your dial. He wanted to make sure that to get rid of that stress by doing a 2 maneuver. Fortunately, now he's bumped and has no actions to speak of. Also making a fairly easy target for Vader. Looks like Chris's Whisper is going to go and try to rescue... Oh, no. What is he trying to do? Oh, he's trying to not bump into his shuttle.
Trying to set. It looks like he was trying to set up to go after Vader. Pulled the turn a little too sharp.
And he bumped into the shuttle. That is going to be very frustrating. Hopefully he'll still be able to fire at the Phantom, the opposing Phantom, in order to recloak.
Yeah. Hopefully. We'll see. Phantoms they're just so unpredictable where they can end up.
Now Chris can get really lucky here with Soontir Fel. I mean, only Vader is shooting at him, but now Vader uses barrel roll action on his buddy, and now both Carnor Jax and Vader can shoot at him. And Carnor Jax will be in a very good position to get behind him next turn.
There's we see squad. The power of squad leader. Looks like Vader's gonna just try to defend himself as well. And now Whisper. Let's see where Ian's Whisper ends up. Looks like he's debating on decloaking, and if so, where.
Well, the position of the shuttle will make it difficult to decloak, but not overly difficult. You can still decloak forward.
Yeah, he may be too close to the table edge. Looks like he's not. So he does manage to get over. There we see that one hard turn the Phantom has.
Yeah, he's back into view. It's funny what decloaking can do.
Now the big thing here is Chris has initiative. So his Whisper will be able to recloak before Ian's. However, that ends up making the shuttle an even juicier target for Ian.
Well, at this point in time, the shuttle is kind of a third wheel at this point.
A little bit. Oh. Shoot. So Soontir opens up on Vader, and with the help of an evade token, Vader does not take a hit.
Vader's just there for the action economy. If he gets a lucky hit on, that's great, but for the most part, you want to mostly play him defensively. 2 attack dice is nothing to write home about. So if you get a lucky shot on him, great. If Vader kills somebody, great. But you're there. The Vader's there for the squad leader. Just like Vader on the Doom Shuttle is there for the ability to knock crits into your opponent. The fact that that's not happening is already looking like the game will be in Ian's favor.
So with Chris's Whisper opening up on Ian's, Ian manages to evade all but one shot, which with a Phantom is a welcome blessing and can be quite difficult to do. Vader's going to take his pot shots, which are easily evaded.
Chris can get lucky here, and just because of the initiative order, and try to take out Ian's Phantom. If he can do that, the Phantom might be able to outmaneuver the other two fighters that Ian has. That being said, he also has to try to maneuver the shuttle around, and that can be a liability in and of itself. Trying to make way for the shuttle in order to not block yourself with decloaking, that kind of thing, can make it very difficult when strategizing your turns for maneuvers.
Looks like Ian went full bore on the shuttle, on Chris's shuttle there. Opens up with Carnor. Soontir. And I'm impressed. Soontir managed to survive.
Fortunately, Soontir is not in a very good spot right now just because of where that asteroid is. He won't be able to... If he does do a K-turn, he's going to be landing on that asteroid.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he K-turned. I would think he's probably... My guess would be he's going to try to bring Soontir around to head off Whisper, but who knows?
That Phantom is interesting. The Phantom is definitely the biggest threat right now. So you see Jax bumps into Soontir Fel. Not the end of the world for Jax. Jax is there just for that control aura that he has. And Vader can give him actions if he really needs to.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. So we have Chris's Whisper going forward, decloaking forward. See where he goes from here. He's doing a 1 sharp. Trying to anticipate where Ian's Phantom is going to end up.
The other dangerous thing about Ian's Phantom is that he's put a Tactician on it, which means that if he gets a range 2 shot, he stresses you out. So even dogfighting with that Phantom will be very, very difficult.
And that's exactly what happened last turn. Ian shot at Chris's shuttle and put a stress on him. So for his action, looks like Chris is trying to give himself as wide a fire arc as possible.
And Soontir is also doing a hard one.
That is not what I would have expected for Soontir.
Well, he's trying to get over there.
Okay, I'm going to say 0. And I'm going to use my evade.
He's trying to limit that Phantom's options.
God damn it, it doesn't matter.
See if he's able to do it.
Tell me why it matters. Making you do it right.
Definitely setting up a kill box.
Absolutely. Well, that's why Push the Limit's so good, is even though Soontir just did 2 maneuverability actions, he still has that focus that he can use offensively or defensively. And he'll need that in this turn.
Alright. Let's see where Ian's ships are going.
It looks like Vader called his bluff.
He's chasing Soontir. He's gonna try to get his own Carnor pulled around, get his nose facing the fight again.
Yep. Target locking for future turn, or for this turn. It's hard to tell with that angle if he has a shot.
Okay, end step. I'll use my RT.
Where is Whisper going?
Alright, let's go.
Looks like Whisper is coming around. It's flying parallel with the shuttle.
And there we see why it's so difficult to pin a Phantom down. Chris has a lovely kill box, but it's in the wrong direction.
Yeah. All that planning has just gone out the window, and now he has to completely reposition himself in order to try to pin down that Phantom. And that's turns that Ian will have to fire at him.
Looks like Ian's Whisper simply recloaked. Give himself that sensor echo for next turn.
I lied. Yes,
And Vader is now saying, "I have you now." Opens up on Soontir.
Has a target lock, doesn't need to use it.
Take a crit. Stun pilot. After you execute a move, it causes
He lands a hit.
obstacle token suffer 1 damage. So,
Does not confirm the kill, but he definitely, that was a crit.
That was very,
and then take the look.
very lucky on Soontir there.
Oh, you're cloaked anyway.
I mean, a lot of people are seduced by the power of the TIE Interceptor, the maneuverability, the firepower of them, but they're just as fragile as a TIE fighter.
And they're half again as expensive, at least, almost twice. If you start losing your interceptors, you're in trouble.
Absolutely. Interceptors are one of those fighters you really want to know what you're going to be doing with them ahead of time. You can't just...
You can't really wing it.
No. You can wing it with TIE fighters for if you have only a couple of them, but
Now it's mine.
against a squadron such as this, it's very formidable, very powerful, hits really hard, and punishes you for making every mistake.
Damage. Hooey! Yeah!
Carnor, looks like Carnor offs himself on an asteroid.
Yeah, we both nicked an
was
asteroid.
a-
It cost us like basically a shit.
That was a nice change for Chris.
Yeah, luck might be smiling on Chris this day. We'll see how this turns out, but that just made life a lot easier for his fighters.
Did Soontir, his Soontir is in a world of hurt right now.
Absolutely. And while Vader doesn't hit as hard as a TIE Interceptor,
We're going to
you don't necessarily want to be giving out free shots.
No. Any dice is better than no dice.
we're going to evade. And then
Looks like Soontir's just trying to protect himself there.
He flew a little closer, but at the same time, he gave himself enough actions that he'll be able to disengage next turn if he survives. The Phantom is coming in to hopefully kill Box Vader, limiting Vader's options of where he can go. Looks like Chris is hoping that Vader bumps in.
Yeah, he's allowed to measure for you.
Ian whispers decloaking.
That looks like a shot.
And he's chasing that that shuttle. He's got blood in his nose now.
Unfortunately, that shuttle hasn't been able to do anything all game.
What's Vader doing?
See if Vader can get out of the trap.
So, yeah, runs into the side of...
Nope.
He impacts Soontir.
Yeah, and
So Soontir's not shooting him, but that leaves him naked in front of Whisper.
Good call on the barrel roll for Chris.
For sure.
5 attack dice, not the dice that he was looking for.
1 second. I'm gonna burn my focus.
Still,
Spends his focus.
oof.
4 damage.
Vader's almost dead. He's got 1 health left now.
Vader is more durable than a TIE Interceptor, but not by much.
That was an excellent turn for Chris. Let's see.
He just needs another one like this in order to pull it out.
See what Whisper does to that shuttle, though.
Before we're sort of going further about it, T-lock your Vader. I'm gonna...
That shuttle is in a lot of trouble.
And I'm gonna...
No? I'm taking some shields.
Who am I gonna cloak?
Suspense is killing me.
I hope not. But it might kill that shuttle.
Yeah,
No, I'm not gonna cloak. Wow.
No, that's...
it's one of the things that you are going in when you're squad building. You're trying to figure out exactly what you're going to bring to the table, and for the most part, when you decide to bring a Doom Shuttle, you know that shuttle's going to
You
die.
got me.
Ouch. That
But-
was
You'd be
5
so kind
hits.
as to...
Yeah, but you don't want it to die like that.
Damage sensor array.
That's it. That's gone. Ooh.
I clipped a rock and then as a result didn't get to shoot for a turn.
That'll leave Whisper free to come around and start punishing Chris.
Yeah. Vader's almost dead now.
Gets a load off Ian's chest. While that shuttle didn't do anything this game, it could have. And if you left it alone, it definitely would have.
Absolutely.
This way.
Is that range 1 there on that alien?
Looks like Chris is still trying to just break, and either block with Soontir or keep him alive.
Here you see the expert maneuverability of a souped-up TIE interceptor.
And Whisper is going to do a hard
Not
run.
quite Phantom level, but still
Yes, yeah, he's still
impressive.
Yep.
This is looking like it might go on here. Oh, they had the wrong maneuver.
He had the wrong direction.
Oh
Disaster.
no! And on an asteroid, that is the worst place to have a Phantom.
And he's gonna have to come off it next turn. Oh, disaster strikes Chris. Oh no.
This is looking like the beginning of the end for Chris. Especially if that Phantom's coming around and has his sights on that Phantom.
Vader's not gonna shoot this turn, but he's not getting shot. Oh, that's the worst. You realize you picked the wrong direction on your maneuver. Unfortunately, we can't. There's no way to take it back.
You have to double check if you're. You definitely want to double check your maneuvers, especially when you're that close to an asteroid.
Now Ian's going to be able to bring his Whisper around. And Vader's second action, get him a little further away from the board edge.
Well, Vader will want to get closer to the Phantom just so he can help out with that action economy. Not that the Phantom really needs it at this point, but every little bit helps. And when you have Vader as a support piece, you're going to want him supporting.
Yeah, Ian has 2 free rounds at Chris's Whisper. So let's see if he can make the most of them.
He's getting in close, that's for sure. Closing fast. Those Phantoms can definitely boogie.
Check for a shot on Whisper. Well, actually, sorry.
It's going to be range 3.
Get those.
Through an asteroid. But
Potentially.
that wouldn't be any more difficult than firing at the Phantom normally.
Oh, looks like he's going to shimmy over to get his line of fire off the asteroid.
But threw in a different.
Close. Well, it's closest point to closest. Yeah, looks like he still might be through.
He's still in a really good spot for next turn, though, being able to cloak around the asteroid in order to flank it. And there goes the Phantom.
That's Whisper.
Well, you hit obstacles with a delicate ship like that. That's going to be the end of it.
Looks like Chris didn't roll anything but eyes for his evade.
The one that doesn't run me off the board.
He has a 1 health Soontir.
Where's my evade? Spanish, you take my evade.
What I like to tell a lot of players that were looking at Imperials starting out, in order to, or Rebel players if they're looking to beat Imperials, if you can eliminate their actions, you will eliminate the ship. If you have a bunch of TIE fighters and you lose your actions, you're going to lose those ships. Bumping in this game is very dangerous for Imperial players.
It is. TIE fighters have decent agility, but they can't take a hit. They want any way to avoid taking those hits.
So here you got that flanking move. Almost akin to a knight's move.
I think that's probably one of the most dangerous positions you can be in, is going
You'll take 2.
1-on-1 or 1-on-2 against a Phantom. Is that, unless you're another Phantom, then it comes down to who goes first, but
Let's see.
that thing is just ridiculously maneuverable.
Absolutely. And the firepower to boot.
Alright, so here it is. Ian's opening on Soontir.
Impressive.
And his focus is up for 4 hits.
There is nothing Soontir can do.
Good game, man.
And that's it.
blew very badly. I lost. I thought I could have.
And that's the game.
Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to like and subscribe to
Northern Gaming Network. We've got one more game coming up for you from our event.
So stay tuned.